Imagine waking up one morning and finding out the world was this close to the nuclear war, and you had no idea. Yeah, seriously. Back in 1962, two superpowers, the US and the Soviet Union, almost launched a full-scale World War III, armed with nuclear missiles that could destroy entire cities in minutes. And it all started because of some secret photos, sneaky submarines, and a tiny island called Cuba. Today we're diving into the wild story of how the Cold War nearly boiled over, and how one tiny mistake could have wiped out the entire planet. So buckle up, because this is not your boring history class. This is Nukes, Spies, and epic standoffs, all told in a fun, fast... But first, would you survive a nuclear apocalypse? Let me know in the comments. Let's roll. Okay, so what even was the Cold War? It wasn't a typical war with tanks and battles. Nope. It was a silent standoff between the USA and the USSR, like two kids pointing water guns at each other. Except those water guns were nuclear missiles. Each side thought the other would attack first, so they both kept building weapons, just in case. The Cold War lasted over 40 years, starting after World War II. America wanted the world to be capitalist. The Soviet Union, communist. Neither wanted to back down, so they spied on each other, threatened each other, and even raced to space. Because, why not? It was intense. But no one pulled the trigger. Yet, question for you. Would you rather live in a world with no government or a world where the government controls everything? By the 1950s, both countries were like, let's make bigger bombs! And not just big planet-ending. The US made the hydrogen bomb, 1,000 times stronger than what they dropped on Japan. The Soviets? They made Tsar Bomba, the biggest nuke ever tested. This was less about defense and more about flexing. It was a game of my missile is bigger than yours. By the early 60s, there were enough nukes to destroy the planet multiple times. Imagine that. Humanity had built its own doomsday machine and kept it running. All it needed was one mistake. So here's a thought. What would you do if you knew nukes were flying your way? Would you panic, hide in, or live stream it? Now let's talk about Cuba, the tiny island that nearly ended the world. In 1959, Fidel Castro overthrew the Cuban government and turned communist. That made the US freak out like, communism? That close to us? Nope. So America tried to kick Castro out with the Bay of Pigs invasion. Spoiler alert, it failed big time. Castro was like, fine, I'll be besties with the Soviets. And the USSR was like, let's put some nukes in Cuba, just 90 miles from Florida. Yeah. That's like parking a tank in your neighbor's driveway. Interactive moment. If you lived in Florida back then and found out nukes were nearby, how would you react?